Facebook is dying, and the recent shutdowns prove that it's really time to jump ship. Right, babe?
That is right. Facebook is broiled in scandal right now between the whistleblower, between the shutdowns, and just all of the things that are going on. I think that's just setting up for a lot of future changes that we're thinking, could possibly include like government takeover of Facebook.
I think that's exactly what's happening. It's going to be like the post office. It's going to be like telecommunications. Facebook's going to become like this public entity. And if you're building a business or a platform on Facebook, you are really putting yourself at risk. Creators and brands that already have channels are very well positioned. But I do see, like you mentioned, a huge influx of Facebook-based companies moving into YouTube, and I think that there's going to be a big opportunity for that right now before Facebook loses its appeal, because Facebook is the appeal of Facebook is dying.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. And I think the key is just how are they going to transition well? And I'm sure it's going to feel very overwhelming for some of them.
Like how to go from Facebook to YouTube?
Yes.
Some people are going to upload their Facebook stuff right to YouTube, and it's going to fail. It's not going to work.
I've seen it already. It's a disaster. That's not the way that it should be done. I'm sure anybody else on YouTube would know, like, don't do that. So I think it's going to be about helping them with some baby steps to, slowly bring everything over using their current systems, but adding a couple little tweaks so that they can transition over and then start tapping into that search algorithm and other features of YouTube that Facebook can't have.
Yeah, you can't do that on Facebook. You're not searching for it. What do we coach our clients to do then in terms of a Facebook transition onto YouTube? What are some of the big tips that we give them to have success in that transition?
Well, most of the people who are creating video for Facebook are live streaming it. Whether they're live streaming in their Facebook groups or they're live streaming on their page, whatever way that they're doing it that works best. So I think the easiest first step is for them to stream onto their Facebook as they're transitioning, but also be streaming onto their new YouTube channel at the same time.
So streaming on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, and how do they do that?
They can use tools. We use Restream, which really helps us so that we can, hit up a number of different platforms all at the same time. Plus, if they use their desktop to stream with Restream, they can actually live stream right away with the brand new channel. They don't have to wait for like 1,000 subscribers or any of that kind of thing.
Yeah, good. So restreaming, multicasting to at least let your audience know that you're on YouTube right now, number one. Next thing, what's number two?
I think the next element is, just incorporating some of the YouTube language into the live stream, even if it is on Facebook. So just saying things like, hey, and if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. There's gonna be more videos that are coming out. They're gonna be on
and
this
like
or
welcome to my YouTube audience. Hey, this is our first. It's okay to say that. It's okay to be. It's okay to be broadcasting on Facebook and on YouTube, and to say welcome everybody on Facebook. And for those of you watching on YouTube, great to have you here.
It's just a real quick little phrase that you just add to it, and a little of that subscribe language at some point in there. And that's all the tweaks that you need right at first, I think.
Now, one of the things that we've done in our own business is we'll go live and we will use a high-ranking search term, something that people are searching for, but we'll go live, and we'll go live for 7 minutes or 20 minutes. So talk about that. Talk about the search capability.
So I think, most people who are making video for Facebook, oftentimes what they're doing is they think, oh, this would be a really great topic. My audience would love it. Boom. And they just write down a title and they just go from there. Just adding a little extra step of going in, taking those words that you're thinking about, those topics that you're thinking about, there's another tool that we have, Tubebuddy, and we can put that link over here, but just doing a little research on what kind of phrase would get some search traffic from YouTube on the topic that you're gonna discuss, but just some phrasing, and then have that in mind right away. So then when you go live, you have that topic, and it'll work for Facebook too. But it'll work for YouTube to bring in that search traffic. So then once you go live, that search optimized title is right there, and now you're going to bring in people that are not in your network.
Yeah, and that's big. That's really big, is that with Facebook, you have almost like this cycle of you're advertising your videos, which costs money, but you're advertising the people that are in your network on your email list, but you can only advertise to them if you first paid to get them on your email list. So it's just like money on top of money on top of money. And it's this trap that you're in where an organic evergreen YouTube campaign is going to generate leads. It's going to build your brand.
Oh yeah.
More so than just, oh, I saw an ad, so I clicked on it, right? It's more like, I want to work with this person. I love their videos. I love the way that they communicate. And you're taking advantage of all the searchers as well. So you're getting that Google audience in there as well. Plus, YouTube has YouTube ads. So if you still want to run ads, if ads are a big part of your business, you still run ads on YouTube.
Exactly. And I think that would work really well for like, a launch or something to that effect.
Yeah.
But for your evergreen types of products and services, that's where these videos will really come into play. So really all you need after you get done doing that is get a thumbnail, create it on Canva, or have somebody outsource it to somebody. Add the thumbnail once you get finished with your live stream, boom, save it. Now you're bringing in search traffic. You've got a thumbnail that's attractive, so people are interested in, wanting to click on the video.
Yeah.
And that's a great way to just transition over. Just start it. Yes.
Yeah, I get that. YouTube is not this big, overwhelming thing. You know what I mean? I think it's made to look that way because so much of our YouTube experience is based on like some big star, right? It's a big star that fills bathtubs up with slime, you know what I mean? And that's a big chunk of YouTube. I like a lot of those channels, but there's also these dentists that are educating and driving traffic. There's these investors, there's business coaches that are starting business channels and generating leads from it. And so it's really about building a lifetime brand and getting off the Titanic.
Yes.
Facebook.
Right.
Before it becomes this post office entity where you're not allowed to do or say anything without like some overlord sort of message.
Right. And using the baby steps, I think, to get there, because if you look at the big picture, you're just never going to get it done. We read that book, Atomic Habits, and I loved a lot of what he talks about is that you just start off with a couple of little things based around what you're already doing. And then once you've done that and you've got that down, then you can start building in other habits. But to like go from somebody who never goes to the gym to be like, I'm gonna work out 5 days a week for an hour and a half. Okay, good luck, buddy. You're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
One day you will work your way up to that, but let's start by just putting your tennis shoes on.
Yeah.
Maybe put some gym clothes on today. And that's your first step.
That's right.
Tomorrow, get into the car and drive to the gym. Let's just see how that goes.
Yeah, one step at a time.
Exactly.
Get your content on YouTube.